Okay, so today I've been gone from YouTube for
a month or something.
Longer than that.
My Sundays haven't been the same, guys.
Oh my gosh. Lots been happening.
Yeah. Well,
so
Christmas as well.
Christmas as well.
Family time. Christmas, New Year, all that.
So much family stuff. But we're back. We're hungry. And we're ready for life. Yay! Oh my gosh. Today we have food from a place called Chubbs, which is the best name ever. We have curly fries in the middle here with a barbecue sauce and a ketchup. On the side, because I'm a weirdo, I have some cucumber and carrot sticks because I'm wild. Okay, guys, I'm absolutely wild.
Keep it healthy, keep it healthy.
This is a fried chicken burger with bacon, tomato, lettuce, cheese and garlic sauce, and I'm very excited. I'm going to show you guys on this upturned plate. It's a big one. It's a bloody big one.
I've got a soy burger, so it's like vegan, but it looks like a beef burger with barbecue sauce, lettuce, pickles, and probably something else, but I don't remember. But it looks like I'm going to make a massive mess. I'm not looking forward to this now, eating it on camera, because I feel like it's going to go...
Sauce everywhere. I feel like I'm going to ruin my top.
Exactly.
I'm ready for it. I'm so ready. And we also have some vegan cookie dough that Megan and her wife made, and they look really pretty and cute, can you see? Before I throw it on the floor. I'm going to eat that as well after. We should... Do you have any ice cream?
Yeah.
We should dip them in ice cream.
Oh, God, okay, yeah.
If we have enough time.
Cool. Okay.
But basically, I told Megan to, like, find a real good story for me today, and she said she found something that's scary, and I was like, you know what, bring it on. I think I'm ready. I feel like I've grown as a human in the last 6 months, and I've been through a lot, you know, I'm ready.
You're ready for a bit of a scary story.
Bring it on.
It's not scary like you're going to jump up and down and scream. It's one of those kind of ones that you're at the end, you're like, okay, that's not cool.
A creepy one.
Yeah. Sriracha mayo is well nice.
Oh, I did the wrong bit.
So good.
Yeah, it's like a... I've not seen this one before. Because you've got normal sriracha. We just call it normal. Do we work for them? Please pay us. Normal sriracha and now this new like mayo.
Sriracha is life. It can go on anything. I don't care what people say. Sriracha literally can go on anything.
It's good with my carrot sticks. Let's try this.
It's still just as spicy, but it's kind of like creamy.
Oh my god, that's good.
It's so good.
I'm gonna put some more here. It's gonna make a right little dog.
So I do have some notes and things here, but I'm gonna try.
I'm scared.
I'm gonna say their proper full names because they've got proper full names, but then I will not look at the notes anymore.
Can we not use
I want to
fake
get
names?
it right. No, they're not fake names. No.
Can we use fake names?
No.
Not Sam and Jenna.
No, although what the woman's name is quite interesting. From the story, it seems like something that would be within the last 10 years.
Brilliant. Great.
There's stuff involved that makes me believe that it was sooner rather than kind of later.
I'm pooping it.
Okay, so once upon a time, there was a man called Carlo Castellanos Fiera, and he met a woman at work called Michelle Fredenberg Onion.
Where did they work?
That's actually her name.
Do you know where they work?
So we call them Carlo and Michelle. Yeah. So they met at work, and it was at a hospital, and he was like a valet kind of guy at the hospital, and she was actually the head of department of physio. I think it was. Yeah, physical therapy. So they met and like became friends and stuff. She had a boyfriend. He didn't have a partner or anyone.
Oh, so they met, but they weren't like...
Yeah, no, they were just friends. After some time, their relationship kind of changed a bit because he got a bit intense. So he got what you could call obsessed with her, and then he started stalking her.
Brilliant.
So not only would he see her at work, but he like found out where she lived. He found out where her family members lived, and stuff like that. And he would follow her and things like that. Unbeknownst to her, she did not know.
God, that's so good.
Exactly. So he... Well, that's good.
You're like, exactly.
Yeah. I thought you were agreeing, and that was a bit weird. So yeah, so she didn't know the full extent of how much like he liked her. Whatever.
Did she know she was being stalked?
No. From what I found, she didn't realise. Anyways, one day...
I got shivers. I just got shivers.
One day, she left her house keys out.
What do you mean out?
Well, I think that he went through her bag. It doesn't say, on the article I read, it didn't say where she left them.
Oh my god, is he going to go into her house?
I think that...
Oh my god!
He found them. I think he kind of found them out. Like, they weren't just left on the side. He sought them out. Anyways, he took the keys, he copied every single one, and then he put the keys back, so she never knew.
It's like my worst nightmare.
Anyway, because he had her keys, he could then gain access to her house. So he went into her house.
Why?
And he closed the door from the inside.
No!
Put a camera on her desk.
Oh my god.
And then he hid under her bed. And waited for her to come home. He was essentially, well, what I believe, he was waiting for her to be alone. But her boyfriend came back with her on this day.
Back one!
Anyways, he managed to live under her bed for 2 days. Not knowing, no one knew that he was there.
I need to fill the underneath of my bed up with many things. I'm never going to sleep again.
So, he did it for 2 days and then the boyfriend caught him. Essentially, kind of, I assume, again, this is not in the article that I read, I assume he dragged him out from under the bed and beat the living daylights out of him. Thanks, carrot stick. Do you want me to stop talking or something?
No. I'm just scared.
So,
I have a question.
he caught... What? He got caught. That's not the end of the story.
So they didn't go in that room for 2 days or something? It's not their bedroom?
No, they were sleeping on the bed. And
What?
He was underneath it.
I'm sorry, I think I would know. Actually, and now I'm scared.
You'd like to believe that you'd know.
Thank God, I'm sleeping on Megan's sofa today. There's no underneath.
No, there is no underneath.
We're good. Your bed, you're screwed.
No, it's full up with loads of junk for Christmas next year.
You have people's Christmas presents.
Why do you think I fill the underneath of my bed up with stuff?
Because of this story.
So, no, so that...
Wait.
There.
So this guy's just having a jolly day. And you see someone's like, what, foot
Underneath
sticking out
the bed.
underneath. Do you know
Anyway.
sometimes if I can't sleep and I'm like a bit like overtired and like in a bit of a weird mood, I have to like get the torch on my phone just to check there's no one under my bed. Have you ever done that?
No.
You've never done that?
I've got no room under my bed. I've got drawers under my bed full of stuff. Like, there's no one could be under there.
You've never ever checked? What about when you see like a shadow or something and you put your light on to check it's just a shadow?
Oh, crap. No. This
I'm
is
just
a
like, I'm
tiny...
like 10 years old or something.
This is a tiny one-bedroom flat, okay? There is no way anyone could get in without
Not for 2
me knowing.
days.
Mm-mm. Anywho.
Not if they copy your key at work, mate. Watch your
Don't
back.
say that. That's weird.
I would know that they've taken my key to copy it though, because I'm funny about my keys. Because I'm always worried I'm going to lose
Well, this
them.
is the thing. As a responsible adult, you don't just leave your keys like lying around.
But at work you do.
Well, they're in my bag, in my locker.
Yeah, and then you just walk out.
Yeah, it's locked though.
Yeah, but those lockers have like easy. Them lockers are easy to open. Like the ones at school. With Peckham. Oh my god! But Addy was sleeping.
Well, there's some small information bits I've got for you that might make it a bit worse.
Was he
So
naked?
he was found. No.
Was he in the nude?
No. But he was found with a change of clothes on
I
his
thought you were going to
person.
say chainsaw.
No.
Change of clothes. Wait, so we knew
Change
he was
of
going to
clothes,
stay.
so he knew he was going to be there for an amount of time. So change of clothes. Let me just refer to my notes because I want to make this right.
Uh-oh. The next one's going to be bad. Was it like a shrine?
Now this bit, I don't know how young your viewers are, but yeah, obviously it might get a bit
Racy.
graphic.
How graphic?
So
Too graphic
be
for Alice.
aware. He was also found with condoms, latex gloves, and a power cord.
He was going to
So that
strangle her.
essentially meant he was going to rape and strangle her when she was on her own.
He literally like took it all.
He literally had everything on his person. He was under the
Latex
bed
gloves.
with those things, so he didn't leave fingerprints. So he would have got away with the crime. So he would have worn the gloves, used the power cord, and then the condoms. He wouldn't have left any DNA evidence behind because he would have had the gloves
So he
on.
planned
and
it all, and,
he
had,
literally
and the change of clothes, so
planned
he knew it might
down.
take him longer.
Yeah, planned it down to a T. They did catch him. It's fine. They caught him and everything.
Was this in England?
However, no. This is... Yeah.
I mean, oh no.
So I don't remember where it was, sorry.
Sardinia.
I'm terrible at doing my research. But then, again referring to my notes, they went to his house
Oh no, what did they find?
and they did a search. They found 6 framed pictures of the woman just around his house. Like, he was infatuated with her.
And she had no
Then
idea.
they found another stack of photos, apparently quite a few photos,
Oh, no.
and her first wedding video. So this lady was a divorcee and she now had a new boyfriend. This man found out where her ex-husband lived,
broke
into his house, took the photos and found them.
Oh my god, the photos!
Video and the videos.
From the house.
From the ex.
Wait, why is the
husband's
ex-boyfriend?
house.
Why has he got pictures of his ex-wife?
Yeah, no, but if you like got married and stuff, you know, maybe you hadn't got around to clearing stuff out yet.
It's the first thing you do is get rid of photos.
But also, he probably would have taken some of the photos. He didn't specify where he got all the photos from. These photos are probably from him chasing her around the hospital or something. Like, can you imagine? I don't know. So I'm saying this here again. He said nothing about his mental state in the
I don't think he was a
article
well
I read.
man.
No.
Why did he have to go to her house to do this? He could have done that at work probably more easily. Because hospitals are bigger, there are rooms everywhere. I'm not that I'm giving him tips, but...
No one to interrupt you at your house, is it? If you lock, she comes in and locks herself in.
Oh my god, that was so creepy.
Here, check under your bed, guys.
No, why would you say that?
Sorry, I'm joking.
I'm not joking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
Yeah, she's scared. Well, I was trying to scare you, so there you go. Did it?
There wasn't a task. And then you had to like, go for the worst story. That's really scary. Is the woman okay?
Mm.
You haven't checked up on her. How rude.
What'd you do? Go through the yellow pages in whatever this was. No, oh, hi! I heard about a horrific case that you're involved with. Do you right now?
Oh my god. People are sick sickos, huh?
Yep. Well, do you want to hear another story?
Why are you smiling? I feel like it's going to be worse. Was that the bad one? Or was there worse?
No, similar.
Brilliant.
Can I have one then?
Mm.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Mm.
You see how I made a separate double ketchup so I didn't put chicken in your dip?
Oh, thanks. That's nice.
You're welcome.
So next one happened in South Carolina. Shout out to everyone from South Carolina in a place called Rock Hill in 2012. Now, not much is known about the people in this because they wanted to be left anonymous.
Oh, that's bad then.
Because she didn't want anyone to know. So we'll call her Tracy because that's what they called her online.
Good old Trace.
But I watched a television interview with her and she's like behind a curtain. Like she's full on doesn't want anyone to know who she is. Anyway, lady called Tracy, living in her house, living her life, living her best life. With her sons and, from what I can work out, a nephew, if not two nephews. In some of the article and some of the stuff I read, like she said nephews and some said nephew. She was just, you know, as I said, living her best life. And over a period of time, she thought she was going a bit crazy because she could hear something like funny noises in her house. And she kept saying to her sons, again, I don't know their ages. So her son, she used to say to her son, like, there's something, can you hear that? Can you hear that? I went, no, what? Anyway, she said it so much, they literally thought she was delusional. Like, they didn't think that she was hearing. They thought she was hearing things. Yeah, they couldn't hear it. They didn't know what she was talking about. She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, one day, she got a little bit antsy about it. And she's like, look, please can you go up into the loft and check?
Wait, so they didn't even bother to check for her?
No.
If that were me, if someone said you're mad, I'd be like, go into the attic and check them.
Yeah.
Like, if I hear something, I've heard it.
Yeah.
Don't be lying.
So,
saying,
eventually, she got them up to the loft. So she said, can you please go up into the loft, or the attic, whatever you like to call it, and go and see. So they went up there, and there was nothing to be found. It was all well and good, and no, there was nothing, nothing up there.
A bed made up.
So yeah.
A toy.
So anyway, she carried on, and she was like, "Do you know what? I am hearing things."
Did they find a photo? Do you remember that film when they find a photo in the attic? It was paranormal activity.
No.
They're like going, there's nothing there, there's nothing, and then they look down the photo and it's like, and it's
how
like,
is a photo going to do anything to you? Or how did the photo get there?
I don't remember what was on the photo, but I remember it was very poignant to the film.
Anyway, no photo, no nothing. So anyway, so she was like, oh, maybe I am, like, hearing things, maybe this is like...
No, if I heard something, I'd be like, maybe... No, when I heard it, I would make them go up. I wouldn't like be like, oh, let's check in the morning.
So, one night, she's sitting at a laptop, typing away.
I'm scared.
Or whatever, just online or something. And on the laptop in front of her falls some plaster from the ceiling. And she's like...
Oh my god, someone living in between the
Like,
ceiling tiles and the attic.
What the hell? Anyways, then a nail falls out of the
Not like
ceiling.
a fingernail.
No, not like
god.
a fingernail.
And then a body
nail.
drop.
No.
And an arm.
No.
And an ear.
And yeah,
Oh
like a
my
nail that you hammer in. And she was like, oh, hold up. This is not cool. So she ran to get her sons and her nephews.
Yeah,
Got a nephew up them stairs, quick, smart.
Well, is that safe? Just to send your nephew up?
She shoved him up there. So, you know, into the loft, into the attic he went. Except this time, he wasn't confronted by nothing. He was confronted by a man.
Oh my god!
And it wasn't just any man. It was her ex-boyfriend from 12 years ago. And she was like, what? Anyways, he pegged it out of the house and ran away.
Taking him down.
I know, this is like what I was thinking. He legged it out of the house and they were like, oh my god, what? What makes it even worse is he'd been up there for 2 weeks. Approximately 2 weeks.
How did they not know he'd been up there
when the police eventually got up there, they were looking around and there were cups of feces and urine. So he'd been up there and he'd been going to the toilet in these...
Stop. 1 minute, please. With my weird coloured liquid.
Yeah.
Carry on. By the way, this is orange juice and blackcurrant mix because I'm wild.
That's disgusting. Anyway, so... No thanks.
Really delicious.
So yeah, so he'd been up there for like a good old 2 weeks, and then when they were like looking
Pooping
around,
in cups,
pooping in cups,
living the dream.
and then when they actually like had a proper look around, the plaster fell onto her laptop because he'd been like making holes in the ceiling,
peepholes,
and he'd been watching her for like 2 weeks through the ceiling of her own house, and she like didn't know.
I'm getting a house with no attic.
Anyway, also what makes it a little bit worse is he'd only just got out of jail 90 days prior for stealing her car. A couple of months ago.
Why did you take her car?
So he had been in jail. So he'd been in jail already for taking her belongings and I think probably essentially stalking her and finding out about her. And then he ends up in her loft living there for 2 weeks without her knowing.
What did she say about all this?
Oh, do you know what? It was actually really sad watching the interview for the news because she said they were all so scared now. The children and her are petrified and they're all sleeping in the front room of their house together at night.
Is he in jail?
Because... No, he's on the run. I never found him.
No! Do you have an attic? Oh no, are you on the top floor?
No, there's someone living above us
Thank
anyway.
God there's someone living above you.
But yeah, so he legged it and got away. I don't know if he's probably been caught up with now, but at the time...
Why do you not follow up on these stories more?
I don't, because... I think it's more exciting for you. I didn't mean exciting.
Lucky for you, you've got dudes upstairs in your flats.
I mean, it's more scary to say that he's like still out there.
What is wrong with you? I have a good story though. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a story. I can't remember the rest of it, but it reminded me of what you were saying. Mm-hmm. I was watching something about true crime a few weeks back.
Why do you watch true crime if it's so scary for you?
I don't know. I think it's because it's like history based.
Can I have my mayonnaise, please?
Like if it was made up, it wouldn't really like intrigue me. I don't want to take the lid off like you're a toddler and you
Thanks.
can't do that yourself.
Have a knife.
So helpful. And oh, there's crummies. Sorry, it's probably me. How did the story start? There was a woman. This was like back in the, literally, this was like back in the day. Like I'm talking like not like 5-10 years ago. I'm talking like 50 to 100 years ago. Like
okay, cool.
This is maybe like Victorian era. We may be speaking about.
Oh, is this going to be the story that I know about? Go on.
Maybe.
Do tell.
You might have heard it too.
I don't know. Do tell.
What's that? What you got there?
It's mayonnaise.
I like a condiment. Can you put Dob here for me?
Yeah.
Just like a little Dob. Sorry, I've got to think about sauces and dips. Oh, hello. Can we just zoom in on that for a second? Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Really
anyway,
nice.
It's like vegan mayo. It's yummy.
I mean, it's like, it is.
Which Megan always picks up every time we do anything.
It's amazing!
It's lucky you're not really annoying.
Hashtag not sponsored. Veganese.
Veganese! Follow your heart.
They do loads of stuff. But anyway, back to a true crime story.
The only bit of the story I remember is the bit that reminded me of what you were saying earlier. I don't remember the end. No. Basically, there was a woman who was married. Mm-hmm. I don't think they had any children, and they lived in a nice big old house. Mm-hmm. Big old house, creepy, with a big old loft and Victorian-esque in my mind. I really should find out when this was and what happened in the story. And do you think it's the same one you knew?
No. Mine started with a man.
Basically, there's a woman and a man. They're married. Everything's okay, but the woman wasn't happy. She decided to have an affair. So she picked a guy at work to have an affair with. So, was it at work? I'm not, this is not 100%, guys. Like, you can't trust me. There was a man, I don't know how she knew him. Right, it could have been work. It could have been down to Park, you know? So this affair began. This affair began, and she decided that it would be a hunky-dory, great idea to move him into her house.
No!
So, she moved him in when her husband was out of work. She basically was one of those wives who was ignored by her husband. He was a very hard-working, high-up businessman. And she was like, why am I sitting at home, bored off my fanny, when I could be, like, getting some too? So she assumed her husband was also having an affair, which he was having an affair in the end. So she was like, I'm going to do it too, because she's just a bad person. Let's be honest. Anyone who does that is a bad person. She set him all up there. He lived there for over 2 years.
Shut the front door!
And then the husband started to think there was an affair going on with his wife. Even though he was having affairs too, he was like, this isn't on. She got to have an affair as well as me. So he decided to like try and re-spark the marriage. He obviously didn't know the guy was living in the house. He decided they should move house. So everyone was like, okay, we're moving house. And she tried to put it off. She was like, I don't really want to move. You know, I'm so comfortable here. I'm just so comfortable. Because she had a booty call in the egg.
I was going to say.
Literally. And so they decided that in the end she gave in. And she was like, fine, we'll move. And I was also listening to this story. I was like, how would you even begin to do that? And back in the day, men probably had a lot of control. And the women didn't, unfortunately. So he probably was like organising the move. So
we're going.
So then, I'm trying to remember what happened at the end of this story. It's really annoying me. I think someone died. So the woman's like, fine, maybe we need a fresh start. So everyone's like, okay, maybe she's going to like get rid of this booty call and tell him to leave and then actually try with her husband, or, you know, who knows, a fresh start for a fresh year. Yeah. They move house. She manages to move him into the new house also. She carries on the affair and everything's just great. And then one of them died, but it's not... I don't remember who. So yeah, she's a bit of a...
What? She a hoe for show.
Literally. Affairs are bad enough, but let alone when you're moving him into your house of your wedded husband.
And she managed to move him out of the old house
he never knew.
into the new house, and he didn't know.
Never knew. He never found out.
Holy mackerel.
I remember what happened! Oh, success! Basically, the boyfriend who was living in the houses.
Yeah.
In the first house, he would hear the husband not physically abusing the wife, but shouting a lot at her and treating her like dirt, which is the main reason she'd had the affair, because the other man was very nice to her. But again, why are you still with the husband? You shouldn't have done that in the first place. Just get rid of the one you don't want and move on if you want to. Don't start something before you've ended the other. This bitch was just too greedy. She was like, nope, can't wait. So the man in the loft was very aware that the marriage was a mess. And he was also aware that him being in the loft, he thought he was like there to protect her in a weird way. They went to the new house. No! He's sleeping with a married woman. Oh, what a nice guy.
He's trying to protect her.
That's the point. So then...
It's not always that easy just to, like, leave.
It gets worse. He's not a good guy. Oh. They moved to the new house, and one day he hears the man attacking the wife.
Oh.
So the husband and wife are in battle.
Oh.
The horns are locking. You know? So he comes downstairs, and he stabs the husband to death. Because he just is so angry. He's like, I'm not taking this. With the woman I love. No! And then, the end of the story was, and then they lived happily ever after. And I was like...
For real?
Mother trucker, what? Yeah, like...
Well done.
And there wasn't any, like, detailing of what happened afterwards.
Well, it kind of sounds like he deserves it. But...
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that. So you wouldn't have a lover in your attic?
No!
Technically, your attic would be another flat.
Exactly.
So, are you having an affair with Deirdre? 87-year-old Deirdre, who stole my Christmas present.
Well, that lady's moved out.
Oh, is she gone? Poor lava. She opened all of Megan's postage when it went to the wrong flat. It was great. Cucumber.
Which one do you want? The cucumber or the carrot?
I don't mind.
I'll have the carrot. Thanks. No more.
I have a really good case to tell you. I'll do it in another video.
Oh, okay.
I'm so excited. You're going to poopy pants.
Is it scarier than mine?
No.
No.
Yes! It's not scary. It's more like a
It's a Okay, that's
it's a quizzical one.
Okay. I'm interested now.
No, you're going to want to try and solve it, and I have the ending.
Oh, you know the ending. That's good.
Yeah, this is researched. Well, a little bit. I tried to tell Mum the story this morning, and she was like, "You're really rubbish at this." I was like, "I should really read up on it, shouldn't I?"
Well, my story was really short. I didn't really properly read up on it. I only read a few articles.
It's a horrendous story, though.
Yeah. What happens if you have a stalker? Do you remember the stalker I had? At my old job? He had a bald bit in the middle and blonde hair.
I didn't ask what his hair looked like.
He used to wear a hat a bit like this,
he
actually.
He had eyes which were brown. Just give me a description.
So basically, okay, well, I'll do it quickly. So So I was at my old place of work. People used to come. I've been in retail. People used to come in all the time. He came in. Well, people used to come into the shop all the time.
The concept of shops is not Megan. Anyways, so the door opens, and then the
and then
dick. You exchange these hard metal round discs
for items.
You leave through the same door. You came in.
You're a dick.
I ate something spicy.
Good. Who's that?
I had a lot.
Yeah, good. I hope your face is going to go red.
It's not that hot. It's
anyway,
just
so
to the system.
This guy used to come in. I used to be one of
through the door.
Shut your face. I basically feigned interest in the roller derby because I wanted to be part of it.
Explain what that is.
You know what? Do people not know what it is?
I didn't know.
So basically, it's a group sport, female only, for the club I was going to join. There's a circular track. You skate round the circular track all in one direction. You basically, essentially, have to catch up the woman at the front and grab her tag. So it's a bit like, like tag rugby, where you have to run after the people. Basically, it's a very vicious sport. You have to push people out of the way, you shove them on the floor just so you can get to the front.
It's like my nightmare and her dream.
Yeah, I was like, yes, let's do this. I knew that he was part of this roller derby after conversations and stuff. I was like, oh, this is great. So I started talking to him about it. He said, oh, do you want to join? I was like, yes. He's like, great, think of a name, because you have nicknames and stuff. Piss off.
What did you pick?
I haven't picked a name yet.
I don't remember
because I then went to buy the stuff because you need to have elbow pads on because you get thrown across the floor, it's violent. And my mum was like, you really shouldn't do this. You've got really dodgy joints. So basically my knee joints are really, really bad because my knees aren't in line with my hips. So they really, really hurt. So in the end I was kind of like, do you know what? Okay, fine, mum. You're right again. I won't do it. So I didn't do it. However, he kept coming in and he wasn't buying anything. Then I realised he was coming in just to see me.
He was trying to buy your love.
Yeah, don't. And then
coming in with that dollar.
Then he kept asking me where I lived, how I got to work, stuff like this. Then he would wait for me when I went to lunch, and one day he followed me across the road to this place where I always get paninis. And the guy in there was super duper nice. And he actually said to me one day, do you want me to ask him to leave? Because he followed me in and was like, oh, where do you eat? Do you eat here or do you eat at work? And I was like, I'm going to go eat at work. And I didn't. I used to eat in this place that did the paninis, but I didn't want to sit down in there because I knew he would sit down with me. And then he would be at my bus stop.
How old were you?
As well. 17, 18, that kind of age.
How old was he?
Oh, mate, he was well into his late 30s. Yeah, he was weird. And also, look, you think I look like 17 now. Imagine what I looked like,
a proper young man,
when I was actually that age.
Oh my god, that's so creepy.
Yeah, and in the end, I had to get
a restraining order.
My manager shouted at him one day.
Did she?
Yeah, man, she took him on. She was like, why are you here? And I ran out the back. When I saw him coming across the road, I used to run out the back of my work and I'd say to her, the guy's coming. I don't remember what his name was. But I'd say, the guy's coming. And she used to say, no, she's not here, sorry. And then one day she actually said, please don't come back. You're scaring her. And and he didn't come back. But when I went back to the area to visit, because obviously now I've moved house or whatever, I actually saw him.
No, just recently?
Yeah, probably about a year ago now.
Did he recognise you or you're too old
God,
now?
no. I walked so quickly past him. There was no way in God's earth I was going to even let him say hello to me if he recognised me at all. I don't even think he saw me. Thank God. But he was so creepy.
I don't remember it being that bad.
Yeah, it was really horrible. I didn't like him at all. He used to make my skin crawl. It made me feel really uneasy.
That's yours.
Yummy. No, it's alright. I'm full up, man.
Well then. The only thing I had, which wasn't stalking, it was an accidental, awkward as hell moment of my life. About, 3 years ago, I went into the shop and I was looking at shampoos, and I was crouched on the floor reading them all because no one else reads shampoos, they just take them. I was like, what does it actually do? What does it smell like? I want to know some more information.
Hydrating,
literally,
glossy, volumizing.
Yeah, so I had a coffee in one hand, and then this shampoo in the other hand, and then this person behind me was like, excuse me, and I was like, it's not for me. So I don't usually turn around at people if they shout, whistle.
They say, excuse me, you move out of the way.
Well, I wasn't in the way of anything. So I was like, it's not me.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
they're like trying to get past somewhere else. There was no one behind me, but he was like over here. And then I ignored it, and I genuinely only heard it after the second time he'd said it, because I so zoned out. I was just like, I'm just going to ignore that. Something happened over there. And then he was like, excuse me, miss. I was like, maybe it's
he's talking to me.
So I was like, and I was trying to read about like glossy hair, and there was this really tall guy here. He was like, hi, and I was like, hello. So I stood up, and I was like holding the shampoo and the coffee, and I was like, yeah. And I said, is there anything I can help you with? I was like, do I work here? Why am I saying this? And he was like, oh, I just wanted to see how you were. I was like, and me being an idiot, I was like, I'm good, thanks, how are you? Not like, what the hell is wrong with you? Who are you? You're a stranger danger. No, I was like, I'm good, thanks, how are you? You having a good day? And he was really tall. He must have been like 6'2", 6'3".
Ooh.
But he looked very young. Not like too young, but I look younger than I am, because I'm nearly 30. And he was not. He was like 21. And back then I was maybe like 24, 25. He was getting really like nervous, and he was like playing with his hands a lot. And he was like, and I was like, well, I'm just going to pick out my shampoo and then I'm going to go home. And he was like, okay then, yeah. He was like, so, do you live around here? And I was like, maybe. You know, and I'm like, I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. I was like, maybe. And then he was asking what I thought of the area, what I had in my coffee cup, and then he was talking about the drink and how we'd never had it before. And I was like, oh, you should try it. And he took that as a date. And then he went, oh, so would you like to join me for a coffee? And I was like,
oh, that's not stalkery, that's really
gets
cute.
worse. So he said that, and I get awkward as heck. And I would never, I don't think if someone asked me out face to face, I would ever say yes, because I'm like, that's a stranger. And I get awkward, and I would never say yes. And I didn't find myself attracted to him. He was very strange. He was very young. And I was just very aware of the fact that I just wasn't looking for anything at that point in my life. I was like, oh, such a good offer. I was like, thank you so much for asking this. You know, really awkward. Oh my God. He's like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, such a nice offer. You know, people don't do enough these days. And I was like, I'm just going to come and pay now. So I'm like, I just picked up any shampoo because I just had to get away, because I was a bit like, I'm awkward anyway. Went and paid and left. Thought nothing of it. 2 weeks later, I'm back in the same place. I'm not in the same shop. I'm in the same area, city. I'm walking around, and I'm like, there's someone behind me. And I was like, and I thought nothing of it. I went into Poundland. But it gets worse. It's not bad on his part. It's just a really bad coincidence. Okay. So I'm walking along, and I had done my hair differently to the day before. I'd seen him like 2 weeks before. My hair was different. And he was like, excuse me, and I heard him, and I was like, it's the same guy. I turned around, he's like, hi, he goes, you're just really pretty. I was wondering if I could ask you out. And he'd forgotten I was me. And I was like, how many people are you asking out in town?
Didn't I just see you in there?
Yeah, you've looped back round within 2 weeks. And I was like, I've got to be in Pound. And he's like eagerly awaiting me saying it. And I was like, and every now and again I see him, and I'm like, fuck no. And I'm like, I went the other way. I'm like, I'm not having a third time if someone's asking me out and not remembering my face. So I know I can't be really, like, not memorable in my face, because surely you would know. Like, I've never asked anyone out because I'm a... But, like, surely you would... Well, no, because maybe guys ask a lot of girls out.
Maybe he did.
Player? He didn't seem like it. He seemed like a schoolboy who was, like, nervous.
Aww. That's not a bad end. He just wanted a date.
I did not want a date. We haven't even eaten this.
Thank you.
That's my childhood right there. That's why I was fat, because I was so desperate to get it, I'd finish all of it. No one's going to take it. Quick.
That's not what it was like.
You're going to offer me any of that?
Nope.
Don't.
Are we finished now?
Just going to have some of my juice and... Just thinking about that cup of feces in that attic. Enjoy your shortbread cookie. May I have some, please?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say no. No.
It's really doughy. Yeah. So good. Have you ever picked up a cookie and going, oh, chocolate chip cookie, and you bite into it and it's a goddamn raisin? It's the most disappointing thing ever.
It's like fruitcake. Whose idea was that? How did you get the chocolate chip so soft?
I don't know. I make chocolate chips.
Lie. Make up a big lie now. How did you make the chocolate chips so soft?
I sat on them before I put them in the cookie. No, because they'd still be... I don't know.
Who says that? I meant like, oh, you dip them in sugar water and soak them in flour and then the moistness lifts them.
Everyone knows bad
And you're like,
shit.
I sat on them. I don't know. Mary Berry was like, no, sit on your cake for 45 minutes. And bake at 365
Got my Mary
degrees.
Berry.
365 degrees, that would burn. Like degrees C,
That's,
degrees F.
Good old Nigella, she'd be sitting on the chocolate chips.
She would be loving it.
They'd be between her.
I still don't want it.
Really?
Nigella.
You're a great rack.
Nigella. It's not for me, love.
Oh yeah, you don't like titties and vegan.
I have titties. I don't like
You don't like them.
like heavy sacks, don't they? Get in the way a bit.
Don't describe them like that. Nobody would like them if you describe titties like heavy sacks. What are
Well,
you,
it's heavy
40-year-old virgin? Bags of sand.
Bags of sand.
I mean, Christ abide.
Right, Megan.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, we got that for Christmas from Kaylee's cousin Joanne.
You want to show everyone?
No, I think I'm a loser.
Go and get it. I'll just eat this. You go get that.
Actually, I think it might be 5.
We'll have a good solid 5 seconds of me just eating this cookie.
Well, leave the other one for me. Don't eat that. Don't eat all of that. I've got to look on my countdown app. Stop it. That makes me sound even sadder.
It's vegan.
Is that vegan? Yeah, I'm eating it. Duh.
Yeah. That's cute. The battery is flashing, so we're going to say bye.
That's when you know it's over.
Literally. But thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any ideas of what you want us to talk about, put it below, guys. But have a really, really good day. We'll see you soon. And yeah.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Cool.